Hey, it's me, Visnoob. Have you played Pillagers 2 or Forsaken? If so, you might have heard of the recent trend of survivor versus killer games, where 8 survivors, or more, or less, depending on the game, go up against one killer. The survivors have to survive, the killer has to kill everyone. Pretty obvious. There's about 5 games already, Jesus Christ. Well, time to add fuel to the metaphorical fire. That is right, I've made my own game. Currently it doesn't have a name, but you can decide on the name. I don't have any, pre-existing titles. Maybe you could suggest one? Anyhow, you may be wondering about how I'll showcase the game and its mechanics, so to speak. Well, it's simple, really. We have the technology. Right now, there are 5 characters on each team. Starting with the survivors, we have Ellis from Left 4 Dead, Spy from Team Fortress 2, the valiant Helldiver from Helldivers, Klaus the Clock. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a model, so I just grabbed some guy and welded a clock to his face. And finally, Octodad from Octodad Deadliest Catch. As for the killers, we have the Big Daddy from Bioshock, the Great Jack from Resistance Fall of Man, the Hunter from Half-Life 2, Jeff the Killer, and finally, Chef Fujimoto from Octodad Deadliest Catch. Now you've seen the players, here's how they behave. Starting with Ellis. Ellis has a jar of Boomobile which he throws at killers. He missed. If the ability successfully hits, the killer will be blinded for a couple of seconds and also slowed down, allowing for an easy escape. The spy does what he usually does in Team Fortress 2, as in goes invisible, although the main problem with this is that monsters can still detect you, even if you're using the watch, so be careful. For his ability, the Helldiver wields a gun, which allows you to stun the killers, obviously. Klaus the Clock's ability is that he slows down time around them, meaning the killers will have a harder time of reaching you and hitting you. So use that to your advantage, it doesn't last long. Octodad's ability involves him throwing a gnome.
Do you think one feeble gnome can defeat me, Octopus? Ah! Second gnome!
The first monster is the Big Daddy. His first ability involves him placing down a little sister. She's stationary, so the Big Daddy can go do something else. If a survivor approaches the little sister, she'll scream, which activates the Big Daddy's passive, giving him a speed boost. And, hello, what's that? You're trying to use a gun? Oh, you silly fool! All debuffs that the Big Daddy has applied to him at the current moment are removed and cannot be applied during the entire duration of the passive. The second ability of the Big Daddy involves him stomping his foot. It slows down survivors for a short amount of time and deals 5 damage, which may not be a lot, but if you're on 5 health, that is gonna be very unpleasant to you. Next up, the Great Jack. His first ability is a detection ability where he screams and reveals the position of all survivors around them. His next ability involves him punching the ground and going into a frenzy. And if someone goes into the path of the Great Jack, they will be dealt with a lot of damage, so very unlucky. The Hunter's is the most simple in my opinion. He has a barrage of flashes he shoots and also a charge. That's more or less it. Jeff has a unique passive. Whenever he's chasing someone, a meter fills up, called the Dread Meter. If it's full and Jeff hits someone, the positions of all survivors, regardless of distance, will be revealed to him. His 2 active abilities are a knife throw, results me apparently, and another ability where Jeff just pours gasoline onto his knife to deal more damage somehow. Don't ask me how that works, I don't know either. And Chef Fujimoto, finally. His first ability involves him throwing a jar of jam onto the ground, which will trap any survivor unlucky enough to step into it.
What the fuck? What's the matter, octopus? Stuck in a jam? Oh, jam!
The second one involves Chef Fujimoto basically doing a similar ability to the Hunter from Half-Life 2, where he throws a barrage of, not cliches, but whatever the fuck he has in his pockets.
Oh, merde.
And now, onto the maps. I'm just gonna keep it simple. There's two types of maps. Survival and Escape. Survival maps pretty much just have you wait out the timer and win. And the Escape maps have you wait out the timer, and also, as soon as the timer reaches 1 minute, you have to escape the map. That's pretty much it. And finally, there's gonna be a shop where someone will be serving you random characters and skins for said characters when you need them. Who's gonna be the shopkeep character, you ask? Well, hold on, let me just turn this flashlight around.
Hatsune Miku!
That's right, Hatsune Miku is gonna be the shopkeep. She'll pretty much just be your regular friendly shopkeep, which gives you the characters you need and the skins for them that you also need, I think. And another aspect that I really want to mention that will be, I guess, unique to this game. Missions. Pretty much there's a set machine that allows you to get certain tasks and complete them for money. The harder the task, the more money you get. I would say that, like, if you need some money quick, you could try and complete these missions. And I guess that's a sort of way of not making game passes, so that none of the game companies using the characters of sue me, I guess? I don't know. And that's about it in terms of what the game has to offer. If you have any survivor concepts or killer concepts that you would like to share, either a character that already exists or someone original, you can, like, show their concept in the comments. If it's an original character, maybe try and do a video so I can see what they look like. But, you know what, it's whatever. Bye.